धन्यवाद Kapil ji. I think it's very difficult to stand here and at this point of time try and say something because everything has been said. And it has been said so well. It has actually hit the core. It has hit the essence, it has described the essence of this entire exercise. और nevertheless, मैं कुछ शब्द सिर्फ आपके समक्ष रखूंगा. Respected Jyotiraditya ji, Shri Prabhat Kumar ji, Professor Kanak Sabapati ji, and for all of us, especially those of us who were involved in this grand, memorable and historic exercise, the one who guided us, who not only thought about, who not only gave us food for thought, but also thought for food, Shri B.L. Santosh ji, who is with us. मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा कि सारे जो लोग, हम सारे वॉलंटियर्स, सारे इसके साथ जो हम जुड़े थे कार्यकर्ता, ये हमारे लिए एक लाइफ चेंजिंग एक्सपीरियंस था. आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ यू विल अग्री विथ मी. एंड देयरफॉर टुडे in your presence, Honorable Union Minister, your links and roots go back a long time in the past, especially when we talk about Janasangh. It is a culmination of the exercise that we had started in early March and which saw this huge mega seminar, workshop, conference take place towards the end of May and 1st June. Today is a culmination, in a sense, a first round culmination of that exercise. I would also like to specially express my thanks to Kapil Parmar for so imaginatively coming out with this documentary, because it is documentation. This is what remains for the future. This is a documentary to which we can constantly refer to. हमको अगर एक reference point चाहिए, और जैसे डॉक्टर Binay Singh for editing this volume. ये volume edit करना अपने आप में एक भागीरथ प्रयास भी था. Because if you look at the topics, आपने देखा है, आपने सुना है ये documentary में, ऐसे topics select किया गया और ऐसे sessions 11 sessions. And the objective, the focus, the purpose of this entire exercise was to keep, Dindayal ji never becomes irrelevant. Thinkers, thought leaders such as him keep perennially renewing themselves across generations and ages. But it is our kartavya, it is our duty to be able to present that relevance in the context of every generation and of every age. And that is why when we use the word civilizational, it becomes relevant in that context. तो आपने इसको edit किया, सारे transcript आपने monitor किया इसको, and then you went back and forth with the speakers. That itself was a great task, and that it has come out as a volume is itself a culmination of a great effort. Or Prabhat ji has, in his inimitable style, brought out this volume in, again, a very time-bound manner, as only he could do it. And this has been made available. आप सोचिए कि ये दोनों भाषाओं में ये प्रकाशित हुआ है, ताकि ये इसका रीच और भी ज़्यादा हो. और एक मैं बात यहाँ कहना चाहता हूँ, ये आज मुझे माननीय संतोष जी ने ये दिया है, ये जो हमारे टीम था उस टीम में से हमारे किसी एक मित्र कार्यकर्ता व्यक्ति ने इसको बनाया. He attended all the sessions. He was there, he was present, he was busy with his own duty, with his own work. In spite of that, at his own initiative, he brought out this compilation of all the talks that were given. This is indicative, it is symbolic of the impact that this effort, this exercise made on all those who attended it. So I would like to also flag this unique effort and unique exercise. And you must have noticed that after the seminar, after the conference, during the 2 days, a large number of people wrote long posts on Facebook. They made observations, they made comments. And you could actually see throughout everyone intensely taking notes. Abhinav mentioned about the auditorium being on the ground floor, the main auditorium, the first floor auditorium being full on both the days. And I want to add to that, the lobby was also empty throughout on both the days, except when we gathered for tea or for meals. So that is also unique, that whatever was happening inside the auditorium. The churning was taking place there. और registration इतना हुआ, बंद करना पड़ा. देश भर में से registration हुआ, spontaneous registration हुआ, and literally from Arunachal to Kanyakumari and from Gujarat here to the southern, to the eastern tip of Assam, the entire country was represented, primarily by delegates who came from across a spectrum and not from one field of activity or action. So that itself reflected how Deen Dayal Upadhyay was and continues to remain relevant. Kapil was worried, so he was worried that if we spoke long and then we showed the documentary, people would go away. So I'll make it very short, but the documentary was very inspiring. Now we have to remember that every topic that was selected, and you got an idea of in the documentary, every topic that was selected was done with the intention of projecting the far-sightedness of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, and also to address a question that is often asked of all of us: how is Ekatma Manav Darshan being implemented in policies? So every policy, every session had speakers, one of whom spoke on the ideas, on the vision, on the philosophy, and the other who spoke on the practical implementation of that philosophy, the practicality, the pragmatic working out of that philosophy. And I think that is what made this entire exercise, again, extremely different and unique. It was not a cliched or run-of-the-mill exercise that is usually done to commemorate events. Friends, we are at a very interesting confluence of events in history. It is 60 years of Ekatma Manav Darshan, and please remember that while in 1965, 60 years ago, when Deen Dayal ji was propounding this, he was also relatively young. 60 years of Ekatma Manav Darshan, 125 years of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's birth, 100 years of Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's birth, and the centenary of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. So we are at a very interesting confluence in our national history. And if you look at Deen Dayal ji's life, when he came into the Janasangh, for 15 years he was General Secretary of the Janasangh, and he was National President of Janasangh just for 43 days. And in these 15 years that he was General Secretary, that he laid the foundation of the party that was founded by Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. He was young, he was youth. In that age, he was Gen Z, one can say. And he was the one who carried forward, and look at the record of the Janasangh, that in every election, from the first general election, the Janasangh increased its vote share, and especially in 1967, it became the second party after the Congress in terms of vote share and third party after the Swatantra Party in terms of seats. The Janasangh had 35 seats and the Swatantra Party had 44 seats. For a party which started with just 3 members of parliament, and Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji reminds us from 3 to 300, party which started with 3 members of parliament never lost its national status. Janasangh and later the BJP, unbroken record of continuing with its national status from the first general elections, and that was credit initial was to Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. And in 1967, it was because of him that one saw a sea change. और संयुक्त विधायक दल के जो सरकार बने, उसके लिए श्रेय डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया ने दीनदयाल जी को दिया, और डॉक्टर लोहिया ने कहा कि दीनदयाल जी के जो विजन था उसके लिए और उनका जो कार्य पद्धति था उसके माध्यम से ही कई सारे दल जिनके अलग अलग विचारधारा था वो दल एक साथ आके 1967 में कांग्रेस के जो ये बेहमत था वो उन्होंने तोड़ा. It is for you, and this is why with this I want to conclude. It is for all of you who are sitting here. You are the leaders of Amrit Kaal. You are the leaders in Amrit Kaal. It is for you to keep reinterpreting Deen Dayal ji's thoughts for the coming decades and generations. In April 1965 in Bombay, when he gave these talks, Deen Dayal ji was actually laying the foundations of a political philosophy for a political party which was founded after independence. जनसंघ एकमात्र दल था जो स्वाधीनता के बाद गठन हुआ और जिसका राजनीतिक दर्शन ये भारत के संस्कृति और सभ्यता के ऊपर आधारित दर्शन था. And that is why the first manifesto of the Janasangh talks about भारतीय संस्कृति और मर्यादा. And that is why it is important for us, अगर आप चारों तरफ देखते हैं, कई ऐसे राजनीतिक दल जिनका विचारधारा हुआ करते थे अतीत में, वो विचारधारा अभी नहीं है. They have not been able to reinvent themselves. They have not been able to re-articulate themselves. इसलिए सोशलिस्ट से शुरू करके कम्युनिस्ट तक उनका आज चुनौती है कि हम अपने आप को प्रासंगिक कैसे रखें. वो प्रासंगिकता का जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट है वो हमारे पास है, और ये पंडित दीनदयाल जी का एकात्म मानव दर्शन का जो पूरा फ्रेमवर्क है, that keeps us our ideology relevant and self-renewing. Friends, as early as 1949, and I would also urge you कि दीनदयाल जी के जो ये भाषण जो थे, ये तो आपने पढ़ा है और भी पढ़िए. अभी हिंदी में तो उपलब्ध है, इंग्लिश में भी है, हमने 10,000 प्रति बांटा भी है उस समय. पर उनके जो 15 वॉल्यूम समग्र है, उस समग्र भी हिंदी में है और अंग्रेजी में है. उसको भी, उसमें से भी आप पढ़िए. मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं कि आप 15 वॉल्यूम पढ़िए, वो समग्र में उनके विचार, उनके लेख इतना अद्भुत लेख है. There are so many one-liners, two-liners that you will find which is profound. You can actually build up your argument if you can also go through those volumes. In 1949, Deen Dayal ji कह रहे हैं, we need economic, social, cultural as well as spiritual freedom. And if you look at today, when we talk about financial, when he talks about economic freedom, 25 crore people being lifted out of all-round poverty, is that economic freedom? When the WHO says that because of water connections, tap water being available, 5.5 crore hours are being saved daily, liberating women to do their own work, that is economic freedom. And when Deen Dayal ji talks about social freedom, just look at the aspirational district program. आपने किताब लिखा है विनय जी. Social freedom, and the UNDP says the aspirational district program is a unique program which is driven by the philosophy of leave no district behind. तो अगर कलेक्टिवली दीनदयाल जी का एकात्म मानव दर्शन को हम सोचते हैं, कलेक्टिव एप्लीकेशन ऑफ एकात्म मानव दर्शन इज, एक अगर उदाहरण मैं देता हूं तो ये एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम है। न सिर्फ व्यक्ति को आप पीछे छोड़ के आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं, आप एक समष्टि को, एक जिला को भी, अगर समग्र भारत का विकास करना है तो एक जिला को भी आप पीछे छोड़ के नहीं जा सकते हैं। सो all of you can actually discover for yourself the relevance of Deen Dayal ji in the context of today. When he talks about cultural freedom, हर उनके कई लेख है जहां वो सांस्कृतिक स्वाधीनता का विषय के ऊपर उन्होंने लिखा है और उनका मंथन और चिंतन है। कल्चरल फ्रीडम अगर आप कहते हैं तो विकास भी और विरासत भी। दिस इज व्हाट प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी इज सेइंग। और अगर आप मोदी जी के देखते हैं पिछले 10 साल का, अगर मैं एक लिस्ट, आप भी अपना लिस्ट बनाइए, मैंने बनाया क्योंकि मैं लिखता भी रहता हूं, बोलता भी रहता हूं। जगत गुरु शंकराचार्य का समाधि केदारनाथ में रिनोवेट करना, काशी विश्वनाथ कॉरिडोर, पंबन ब्रिज कन्याकुमारी, रामेश्वरम में पंबन ब्रिज को फिर से नई तरीके से सजाकर 100 साल के ब्रिज को नया टेक्नोलॉजी से फिर से उसको सजाकर वहां रखना। नवरात्रि पूजा शारदा मंदिर में पहले बार 47 के बाद कश्मीर में हुआ तो पिछले 10 साल में हुआ। और छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज, 1000 साल राजेंद्र चोला का कोरोनेशन, उसका कॉमेमोरेशन करना, सुब्रमण्य भारती चेयर बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी में स्थापित करना और यूनेस्को हेरिटेज टैग दुर्गा पूजा और शांति निकेतन को दिलवाना, ये कल्चरल फ्रीडम है। 127 साल बाद भगवान बुद्ध के धातु पिपरावा रिलिक्स जिसको कहते हैं, जो हांगकांग में 3 महीने पहले नीलामी हो जा रहा था, उसको 127 साल वापस लाना, भारत का धरोहर है, भारत में वापस आएगा, रिपैट्रिएट करना, दिस इज कल्चरल फ्रीडम। This is what I wanted to share with you, friends. There are many things, and we have discussed in the documentary, be it border reinforcement. In 1957, the Janasangh Manifesto of 1957 आप देख लीजिएगा, second general election में, Janasangh was the first one to propose that there should be a border force to protect the borders. 1965 में जाकर border BSF का गठन हुआ। So as a very interesting point that Shri B.L. Santoshi says, he says that we were originally, right from the beginning, a natural party of governance. Wherever we came to power, we provided an alternative. इसलिए हम विपक्ष थे, पर विपक्ष में 50 साल रह के हम विकल्प भी बन गए, जैसे डॉक्टर महेश चंद्र शर्मा ने कहा। I wanted to thank you very much for this। और अंत में जो हमारा कर्तव्य आधारित लोकतंत्र, लोक अधिकार और दीनदयाल जी लोक कर्तव्य का भी बात करते हैं। उन्होंने अपने मूल जो लेख है वहां उन्होंने लोक कर्तव्य का बात भी किया है। एंड प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी कहते हैं कर्तव्य काल, और ये एक ऐसा लोकतंत्र है जो कि कर्तव्य के ऊपर भी आधारित है। So I think there's a lot that is happening today which is directly inspired by Pandit Deendayal ji, and that is how we become relevant as an ideology, as a philosophy, as a political philosophy, and as a political movement. दीनदयाल जी का भाषण, सभापति का भाषण, अध्यक्षीय भाषण, कोझिकोड, December 1967. He was president for only 43 days. उसके अंत का अंश जो, ये अनुवाद है अंग्रेजी, आप मूल हिंदी पढ़िएगा, वो कह रहे हैं, and you tell me whether this is exactly what is happening. He concluded his presidential address by saying, we will make India full of sweet waters and good fruits. This country will become a pounding Durga which will slaughter the asuras. It will become Lakshmi and give every person prosperity and it will become Saraswati and remove the darkness of ignorance and spread the light of knowledge. Until we can bring the virtuous flow of equality, equal prosperity, knowledge, happiness and peace into the Indian subcontinent, which is encircled by the Indian Ocean and the Himalayas, our Bhagirath-like austerities will not be complete. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I would like to thank once again the eminent guests who are here on the dais. I want to thank all of you for your immense effort, for your Bhagirath effort, and for bringing us together on this very sacred occasion when we remember Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. Dhanyawad.
अभी मैं